Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to welcome everyone to the meeting. Looks like we've got a good little crowd. The first order of business is because we have two councilmen on absent from here and want to zoom in. First one is, let's see. Councilman Foreman. Todd, we need to know why you have to be on Zoom and what's going on with you.
Yep, I made a mistake scheduling my vacation, thinking this was the first Tuesday, and it was the second Tuesday, and I'm actually at the beach in North Carolina.
Well, I can understand that. Are all council members okay with that? Signify by saying aye. Aye.
No. Jenny's not here.
There's always one.
We're in this. All right, Councilman Evans, are you there? Have we lost it?
My gosh, we lost one.
Blank chair.
I thought when I looked at the machine, oh, we're missing one, but.
Looks like Todd's texting.
Is what?
Yeah, Todd's going to test him.
It looks like a soul horse.
Todd's calling him.
That's texting.
How about we just can I make a motion, Mr. Mayor?
Well, we have to not find out why they're.
Yeah, you have to know where,
Yeah,
where
well-
he's calling in from.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
okay.
so.
Yeah.
You could proceed with the agenda, and then when he shows up,
Okay.
step into,
All right,
take it up.
approval of minutes. I'm sure everyone has had time to review the minutes, any additions or corrections, and they stand approved. Report of town manager, Mr. Warner.
Thank you, Mayor Stanley, members of council. Just wanted to express my appreciation to the producers of multiple successful special events in conjunction with the Independence Day holiday this past weekend. That includes the festival held at Liberty Lake Park, sponsored by Mr. Hayden, and also the fireworks display conducted by Master Displays, which is sponsored by the town. Also wanted to give an update. I spoke with Dave McCormick today via telephone about the middle school redevelopment project. He advised that the work on the brick building at the middle school site is expected to be completed, quote, the middle of next month. He reported that he currently has 6 applications for apartment rentals within that building. He also stated that the work on the boutique hotel in the yellow building should be completed, quote, at the beginning of the year. And that concludes my report, but I'll be happy to respond to any questions on that.
Any questions? All right. Gordon, still not back. Okay, appearances before council. Tracy Davis, if you would come up and speak, give your name, address, and tell us what's on your mind.
Hi, my name is Tracy Davis. I live at 3962 Forest Road in Bedford. I wanted to bring attention to this council the situation with the speed limit on Forest Road, basically from the Shell station to the town limit line, which is Little Otter River. 10 months ago, the council last year approved the speed limit change to be 35 all the way to the end of the town limits. And we are 10 months later and that still has not changed. My understanding is, and I know firsthand from speaking to VDOT personnel myself, that VDOT is not willing to do a step down speed limit change, from the 35 to 45 to 55. And so that's been the holdup. But I have been researching online and I cannot find anywhere in Virginia code that requires that step down in the speed limit. And I have found examples when I drove to Myrtle Beach in March. My sister was killed by a drunk driver. I had to drive down there. And on my drive down there, going on 29 to Danville, there are 3 examples where the speed limit changes more than 10 miles an hour at a time. There's 2 towns that goes from 65 to 45, and there is 1 town that goes from 65 to 35 without any step-down changes. So with those examples in Virginia, I don't see why we're still waiting. It's a very dangerous situation to have it as fast as it is. And we also, 10 months ago at the town council meeting, talked about putting, blind driveway signs and flashing signs for the speed limit change to bring it to people's attention, and also contacting the police department to try to monitor speeds through there, and cutting back the trees to make it safer. And I haven't seen any of this happen, so that's why I'm coming up here. I want to make sure it gets into a work session so that we can get this thing taken care of and hopefully prevent some deaths in the future.
We certainly appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll discuss it at a work session.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Erica McFadden, come on down. And you probably know the routine.
Hi, Erica McFadden, Good, Virginia, and I'm here in the capacity of market manager. And last time I was in front of you, I asked for some things, and I just wanted to thank you for showing up and providing those things. So we talked about the graffiti on the no loitering sign, and that was taken care of and replaced. 2 different larger no loitering signs were put up. That looks great, they're beautiful. And Tom has left, I'll have to get in touch with him later, but every time I get in touch with him and say, hey, this is broken, or hey, there's this new pothole here, or something is not looking right, his crew comes out and fixes it. So there's a lot going on at the market that has been restored and made safer because of Tom's team. So I just wanted to say thank you there for stepping up and making sure that we have a safer farmers market, and I really do appreciate that. And just as listening to Tracy talk, this council can get things done, and I can see that. So let's do it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your support for the market and for the town. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate your comments, and we're doing what we can, and we'll continue to support the farmers market.
I love it.
All right.
Yeah, it's not up to anybody else.
Do we want? No, never mind.
I get 15 minutes.
All right.
Really,
Come
I
on
wanted
down.
to, Tim Black, 641 Mountain Avenue. I just wanted to come by and just give you a little idea. I just recently got back from France, Normandy, France, on a trip with the Bedford International Alliance. I highly recommend y'all consider joining that organization. What it does is it works with the villages there in Normandy. The town has a sister city relationship with those villages, and if you ever get an opportunity to go over there, it is quite a moving experience. I mean, you tell somebody you're from Bedford, Virginia, and they are so appreciative, and they just think highly. I mean, they have a special ceremony on the morning of D-Day at sunrise, just to honor the Bedford boys, and it is quite an emotional experience. I was so blessed to get to participate in that, and honored to be a part of that ceremony. But I tell you, if you ever get a chance, it's something you really would love to try to do, because like I said, everywhere you go over there, there's a street, Avenue, Bedford, Virginia, right there where they came ashore. So I just wanted to, kind of let you all know, across the world, they think the world of Bedford, Virginia, and if you ever get an opportunity to do it, take advantage of it, because it will change your perspective on what those young men went through that day. It really does. It's, the challenges they faced, just the act of courage and bravery and sacrifice. It's hard to take in unless you've ever stood on that beach and seen what they faced. But I just wanted to take that opportunity and like I said, I ask that you think about joining the Bedford International Alliance. We meet maybe 4 or 5 times a year. They try to put this trip on every couple of years. So, just wanted to throw out that opportunity to you guys. Thank you.
And you know, Tim, I will say, you and I have talked quite a bit about this, in that my dad served in World War II over in the China-Burma India theater, and he knew some of those guys that did not come back. He could never talk about D-Day without getting emotional. I mean, for the ones of that generation, they never forgot it.
Right.
And it means a lot to Bedford.
And it's amazing how they make sure they're children. And that's what we got to make sure we're doing around here. I mean, there were so many school groups of French students, young.
Yeah.
I engaged with some 3rd graders, and it was quite entertaining. But they make sure they understand what happened, and that knowledge and that history is never lost over there.
They will not forget.
Anything we can do in this community to support the D-Day Memorial, the Bedford Boys Tribute Center, it's well worth it.
Appreciate that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, okay, I do believe Mr. Evans is back. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I can hear you now. There was storm coming up here, that's on that side.
Well, you better hunker down there. Dwight, we just need to know where you are and why you're on Zoom and your reasons.
All right, yeah, I had to come down and check on a relative that was in the ER down here at Merle County, and then I had some business that had to take me down here and get something notarized on a spot. The famous thing I heard, anyway, this is South Carolina, jump in the hoops.
Good deal. You have to take care of your future investment.
Yes, sir.
Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Good deal. All right, moving on. Council comments. I've been giving this some thought, and it has occurred to me that the councilmen on the end get picked on a lot. And I've been on both of these ends in my years gone by. And I know you're wondering, where's it going to start? Where's it going to start? So I'm going to change things up a little bit and be a little unpredictable as we move forward. So I'm going to start to my left tonight and move down. So Stacy, tell us what's on your mind.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. This weekend we did have some good events going on in town, the fireworks and the thing at Delivery Lake Park at Mr. Hayden. Just wanted to say thank you, Erica, for speaking. Thank you, Tim, for speaking. Thank Miss for speaking. And like I said, and I just want to thank Mr. Warner for that update on Mr. McCormick. I appreciate that update on that. So that's pretty much. Oh, I do have one other day. I went to Kansas City last week, and I'm ahead of the Elks Lodge down there. It was a great event. Saw a lot of people, met different people throughout the whole country. He met one guy from California. He served on the fire department during the riots they did back in '92 or whatever. Y'all remember that? He said they was in the midst of that when it went on in California, in Los Angeles. But in the process of doing that, went there for one day for Epton. I mean, it was a great event to see one president come out and another was president going in. So if you ever decide and you ever want to see some great things, and think about joining the Elks, let somebody know and we can see what we can do for you. But it will be a great thing for people to be in and get to travel and see different people throughout the world and meet new friends on top of it. So that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Jay?
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Tim, for giving us your knowledge on going over to Normandy, Ms. Davis for your concerns and everything. The fireworks that went on and everything that John did for us. Erica for taking care of the farmer's market. Max's mom for keeping the flowers going. I keep seeing the pictures. This weekend we also, CG had a chance and he come out with me. We celebrated Reverend Henderson's 56th anniversary at Washington Street Church. And I want to thank him for coming, and he presented Mr. Reverend Henderson with something from us, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're
All right.
next.
Again, appreciate everyone being here. Your input is very valuable, and, look forward to seeing you back next time, and bring a friend.
That's good advice. No, I also, thanks for those who spoke, Ms. Davis and Erica and Tim. Yeah, it's very, I know when I was in the Marine Corps, visiting some of the Pacific battlefields and everything, you don't get a true flavor of it until you're standing on the ground where they actually fought. So that is one of the trips I want to take before I go to the Never Land is Normandy. So thanks for that. Just echoing Mr. Warner's comments on the fourth events. Thanks everybody for that. Chief, for having your folks out there. And also wanted to bring attention to like 2 weeks ago we had Habitat for Humanity had a blitz build. They built a house under roof in 2 days. It was an amazing event. A lot of people from the community were out there, so I really enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to the next house they build. And wanted to thank Mary for helping coordinate that. And also we have this week we have a lot of young kids, 13 to 17-year-olds out on what they call Mission Serve, and they are actually repairing and rehabbing 7 houses here in Bedford. And it's I was out there today, and these young kids tore off a roof yesterday and put on the roof today. Wow. And it was so they're doing a bang up job. So again, hope we can get more of that, and hope we can get more community involvement in that. So that's all I've got, sir.
Todd, you have anything for us?
I just want to thank everybody and thank the council for allowing me to be on virtually with Mayor, and thank everybody that spoke, and I appreciate what they said. And Mr. Black is correct. Visiting Normandy is an awesome and humbling experience.
Yes. Dwight, what do you have?
First of all, I'd like to apologize. Like I said, in a way for not being there in person. I'm y'all already busy tonight. And again, I would like to thank everybody who made the time out and stuff tonight. We were there outside doing something, but y'all, we'd love to hear from the citizens of the town that how we're gonna know, but y'all thanking and how we can, best serve y'all. Also, I'd like to thank the Bedford Police Department on an awesome job they did with the traffic on Burks Hill last Thursday night. It was, anyway, I was up there, and it was a pretty good task force, and I'm glad that they handled it very, very well. And anyway, also, I would like to shout out to the guys that worked on the Habitat house last week, and also the guys that, that's actually taking time, to volunteer, do other service around town. And again, it kind of reminds me of a president who said one time, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. And that's the reason volunteer always in my heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, I want to thank everyone for coming. Ms. Davis, we have run into a few roadblocks on the speed limit, and we're going to try to work through those, but you are correct. We've hit a few things, but we'll see what we can do. Erica, we support the farmers market. Tim, appreciate you coming and giving that little update. I saw a lot of the pictures that you posted. Looked like a really good trip, kind of hectic. I wasn't sure when y'all had time to sleep, but was really looked really nice. And that is on my bucket list. I'll make it there someday. Appreciate everything. I have a few things to pass on. I have had a pretty busy few weeks here. And I'll start with week before last. Tuesday, June 24th, I went to a chamber event at the Welcome Center where Amanda Stanley gave a presentation on leadership with vision. I was very impressed with that in that my previous career, they emphasized a lot of that. It lasted about an hour and a half, maybe around 15 minutes. But I told Mr. Warner I would love for her to come and give that to the council. It kind of says a lot about leadership, and as it's kind of what we just talked about earlier. You know, look at something, not what it is right now, but what it can be, and think it through and give it a lot of thought. Very good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The very next day, Wednesday, June the 25th, I attended the Central Virginia Planning District Commission Summit in Lynchburg from 9 to 3. Again, very informational. A lot of information there, a lot of guest speakers, a lot of forums to where they covered things like vision, downtown strategies, grants, a lot of information there that we could easily tap into. Mary was kind enough to mention it to me. Jafredo was extended the invite, and they got me there, and I appreciate the invite, and I'm glad I went. These are things that I enjoy doing, and again, anything like that in the future, I'm more than willing to go to and attend that can help the town become a better town and improve. Then Saturday, June the 28th, at 9:30, I visited the Habitat for Humanity. I went over there, and I was very impressed with how far they had gone on South Street there. I mean, they were going right along. I think I felt bad, and I think I disturbed them for a few minutes. I stopped the work.
It's a well-earned break.
I thought y'all were sweating pretty good. But Dave was there lending his, carpenter skills, and we appreciate that. They are doing a great job. I hope they will look at another lot there in the future and maybe come back and build another house. But I went there, I showed my support and our appreciation from the town. Then the same day, at 11 o'clock, I went to the Bauer Center for a dedication of the Outdoor Learning Center there in honor of Lucille Bogus. As you all know, Lucille was a fixture in this community, heavily involved in D-Day. Her brothers did not return home. She was a commissioner of revenue for years, for decades at the courthouse. My mom worked up there also and knew her very well, and she was very well known, a true leader in this community. Also a good crowd there. July 4th, good turnout at Liberty Lake Park, good fireworks. We watched them from the house and saw most of them, but again, the park is being used for a number of different events. And that's kind of what we're looking at in the future. What else can we use besides sports? So we're trying to get there. And last but not least, Saturday, July the 5th, as Jay said, I attended an event in Avondale in honor of the Reverend Henderson at Washington Street Baptist Church for being there 56 years. Who ever heard of such a thing, a pastor being at a church for 56 years? Many don't make it past 10 or 15. But nonetheless, been there 56 years. It was an honor for me to give up and say a few words and present him with a gift from the town. I thoroughly enjoyed that. A lot of people there that I knew me that I had not seen for a while, and it was a very good event. And Jay, you did a great job catering, and you organized things, and very, very good. And my hats off to you for what you did. Very, very good. I would say what the gift is, but I don't know if he's opened it yet or not, so I won't say. But that's all I have. All right, report of council committees. Want to tell us briefly what we just talked about on property, or?
Just a bit ago?
Yeah.
Sure, we So I'm the chairman of the property committee. We discussed vacant town-owned properties, and we came up with some decisions to keep some and kind of wait and see, and on others, we have given staff guidance that we could, divest ourselves of them. At some point, we'll go, I guess, in the council session, do formal voting for that, but that's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah. Very good. No revisions to the agenda?
No, sir.
All right. No public hearings? Consent agenda. Mr. Warner.
The Central Virginia Business Coalition is requesting to close the following streets for Bedford Centerfest on Saturday, September 20th, 2025, from 6 o'clock a.m. until 4 o'clock p.m. The intersection of West Main and Center Street and Washington Street, South Bridge Street and Washington Street, South Street and Washington Street, Depot Street and North Bridge Street, with a roadblock to be set up at Market Square area for downtown business parking, North Bridge Street directly in front of American National Bank to allow for parking in the side lot, Plunkett Street and Depot Street, East Main Street and Odie Street, Court Street and Depot Street, with barricades at Goose Creek Studio so cars cannot enter Depot or Court Street from the parking lot area, and the Bedford Farmers Market area. Affected businesses will be notified, as well as the Police Department, Fire Department, and Bedford County Fire and Rescue. Tonight, Town Council is requested to consider permission to close the above-named streets for Bedford Centerfest on Saturday, September 20th, from 6 a.m. until 4 p.m.
All right. Do we hear a motion? So moved. All right. Councilman Haley made the motion, second.
Second.
And Councilman Ippolito made the second. Any discussions? Any?
Just one question. I was looking at the application event hour starts at 10 and ends at 4. I know they used to not end at 5 or 6 sometimes. It change of with the music or something like that?
You'd have to ask the representatives.
I just
A
wondered.
lot of the vendors started leaving early, so
Okay.
she shortened it.
I was just asking about time, because I remember the time used to be longer or whatever, so, that's all.
All right. All right, Sean?
Mr. Ippolito?
Aye.
Mr. Updike?
Aye.
Mr. Evans?
Aye.
Mr. Foreman?
Aye.
Mr. Foster?
Aye.
Mr. Haley?
Aye.
Mayor Stanley?
Aye.
Motion carries with 7 members voting aye.
All right. Resolution and acceptance of World War II Heritage Cities Grant 2025.
Bedford received designation as Virginia's only World War II heritage city in December 2023 after successful application to the National Park Service. The designation places Bedford on the World War II Heritage Cities website and allows us to use the official logo on materials that recognize the honor. To date, the town has not promoted the designation. In February, with the support of Town Council, staff applied for a grant from the National Park Service for funds to create materials related to promoting the designation. The grant request was awarded to the town for $9,000. Town staff worked with the Bedford County Department of Tourism and the National D-Day Memorial to create the grant request to use the funds for World War II Heritage City promotion and education. This includes creating and fabricating signs that will be placed at entries in the town and county for design assistance and printing of brochures for Destination Bedford and D-Day, and website updates for the World War II Heritage City designation. No matching funds are required. The town, with assistance from county staff, will procure the design and production of the signs and materials that are created. The town will administer the grant and handle placement of signs along roads. The grant award time frame is July 1, 2025 through June 30, 2026. Tonight, Town Council is requested to adopt the resolution to accept the grant award and authorize staff to execute all required documents. A budget amendment will be executed to allocate the grant and assign it to the proper general ledger codes.
All right, you've heard the readings. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second. All right. Councilman Foster made the motion, second by Councilman Haley. Any discussion, questions?
Applaud staff for applying for it.
Yeah, I think this, Mary brought this before us earlier in the year, so I think we're familiar with it, and it's a good thing. Thank you. John?
Mr. Evans?
Aye.
Mr. Foreman?
Aye.
Mr. Foster?
Aye.
Mr. Haley?
Aye.
Mr. Ippolito?
Aye.
Mr. Updike?
Aye.
Mayor Stanley?
Aye.
Motion carries with 7 members voting aye.
All right, resolution Metro Auto Bus Phase 4, Department of Rail and Public Transportation Demo Grant.
With council support in January 2025, staff applied for a demonstration grant for the Autobus Public Transportation Program through the Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation, or DRPT. Town council authorized the application and contributed a letter of support for the Bedford Autobus Phase 4 demo for 1 year. The town was awarded the grant in the amount of $155,171.20 by the Virginia Commonwealth Transportation Board on June 24, 2025. That grant amount is 80% of the full project cost of 1 year of operation. The full cost of the project is $193,964. As currently agreed, the Bedford Community Health Foundation will pay the 20% grant match in the amount of $38,792.80 through a contract procured by the town with RideSource that operates the bus. The town serves as the grant administrator and passes grant funds from DRPT to the Health Foundation, which then pays the contract operator. When the Phase 1 DRPT grant was awarded, it required the town to enter into a master agreement with DRPT. Town council authorized staff to sign the master agreement with the Phase 1 contract. The original master agreement has been amended by the state, and the amendment needs to be signed to be in effect for this 4th demonstration grant. In addition to the master agreement, DRPT will be providing a contract on the Phase 4 grant award. Town council will need to formally accept the grant and authorize staff to sign the new contract with DRPT when ready. At a future meeting, council will also need to appropriate budget for the grant award amount to the general ledger accounts as an amendment to the adopted budget, which will be a pass-through for reimbursement. Tonight, town council is requested to adopt the resolution to accept the Phase 4 grant award and authorize staff to sign the master agreement and contract with DRPT.
All right, you all have heard the readings. Do I hear a motion?
Yeah.
Councilman Ippolito made the motion, second.
Second.
Councilman Foster made the second. This is something we've been going through every year. It's just pretty much a pass-through. And any questions, discussion?
I just want to say the bus have been doing great. I think it's really inspired people to ride around town and get people from point A to point B at some places, so I think it does great, so.
Yeah, the only point I wanted to again make was that, I mean, the last two things we've discussed, it equals about $164,000 that staff has taken the initiative to apply for grants. And again, I just want to thank the staff for doing that and just letting everybody out there know that this $164,000 that town doesn't have to pay for. They, buy. So, thank you.
Yeah. And I feel the same way. And I've said it many times. BART has assembled a very good staff, very good. And this is something that has been a great thing. Like Councilman Haley said, I see people on that bus every day when I'm going through town, going up Longwood, Oakwood Street. It's coming through there. People are taking advantage of this, and I think it's a great thing. And we'll see what next year brings, and we'll go from there.
And please let me note that the credit belongs entirely to the staff, and I want to make sure that's noted.
Yes. Thank you. Anything else? John?
Mr. Foreman?
Aye.
Mr. Foster?
Aye.
Mr. Haley?
Aye.
Mr. Ippolito?
Aye.
Mr. Updike?
Aye.
Mr. Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Stanley?
Aye.
Motion carries with 7 members voting aye.
All right. Preliminary plat action harmony development. I'm not sure, do you need to read all of that, or? It's up to you.
I'd rather not, but basically, our local ordinance requires planning commission and council action when the zoning administrator receives a preliminary subdivision plat for development. The development we're talking about tonight is the Harmony development, which is on 460 West. I think everybody's fairly familiar with it. And tonight, town council is requested to review the preliminary plat for the Harmony residential subdivision and take action to approve the plat.
Yes. And I was well, first, has everybody read through this? Okay. Tonight, we have to make a motion, well, I will make a motion now to approve this with the proper conditions. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. Councilman Haley made it. Now, we can discuss. I will say I was at the Planning Commission, and this is a start. Would you say, Marion, that we're just getting them started? There will probably be some changes, some things to come back to the Planning Commission and the council about this, but at least we're seeing some movement here that he seems to be wanting to get some things going.
Is it gonna be houses or,
Yes.
do we know a price?
No. There's also going to be commercial space also, for any commercial businesses that may want to come in, so it is, I think, a very good thing. It's been a long time coming, and again, as I keep saying, Bedford is growing. We're seeing a lot of activity here.
So my question is, if we having this growth, especially in that area, and then possibly having growth in Governor's Hill over there, are they looking into doing a stoplight on 460 or doing any kind of thing where traffic would be more easy getting in and out of that projects?
Yeah, because there is a consideration for a traffic light on 460 was part of the original approval. I'll say that we inherited from the county, actually, because this is a project that's been going on for 13, 14 years and was approved as a master concept. It spanned the previous corporate limits line, and so as part of the overall approval, yes, there is a traffic light contemplated. The language of that approval says that that is the responsibility of the developer, although we are also engaging in talks about how the town might assist with those costs and also engage with VDOT to make that a more efficient process.
Okay, because I just know different areas, especially that area pulling out on 460 right there, it's gonna, somewhere down the road, if this fully develops like it shows on this map right here, they're gonna have to have some kind of.
The number of units on this plat certainly triggers the warrants for a traffic light.
Okay.
Yeah, there's already been a couple of accidents up there, so yeah, I would think.
Wouldn't be a bad thing if that happened sooner.
No, not at all. Any other questions?
Well, when you mention conditions, is that the three proffers that the planning commission, okay.
Yes, yes. Anything else? All right, John?
Mr. Foster,
Aye.
Mr. Haley,
Aye.
Mr. Ippolito,
Aye.
Mr. Updike,
Aye.
Mr. Evans,
Aye.
Mr. Foreman,
Aye.
Mayor Stanley.
Aye.
Motion carries with 7 members voting aye.
All right, Town of Bedford Equal Opportunity and Holy Earth Statement.
The town's written position on equal opportunity needs to be updated on a regular basis. When approved by town council, the signed written statement is posted on the town's legal posting board in the municipal building. Legal counsel has reviewed and approved the updated equal opportunity statement. Town council is requested to approve the written statement as the town's position on equal opportunity, and for the benefit of the record and those who are present, I will read that for you, for the record as well. I'm sorry to repeat myself. Town of Bedford is an equal opportunity employer and hereby affirms that it is the policy of the town to maintain and promote equal opportunity and diversity for all employees, applicants for employment, and contractors in accordance with the relevant federal and state laws. The town will not discriminate on the basis of race, religion, color, national origin, sex, age, disability, marital status, veteran status, sexual orientation, ancestry, or citizenship status. In support of a diverse workforce, decisions as to hiring, promotion, and other aspects of the employment relationship will be based solely upon job-related qualifications. The town will not tolerate any kind of harassment of employees or retaliation against an employee who brings a complaint forward. Allegations of harassment will be taken seriously, promptly investigated, and appropriate action taken depending on the severity of the situation.
All right. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Updike and then Councilman Haley made it. Any questions about that? All right, Shawna?
Mr. Haley?
Aye.
Mr. Ifelito?
Aye.
Mr. Updike?
Aye.
Mr. Evans?
Aye.
Mr. Foreman?
Aye.
Mr. Foster?
Aye.
Mayor Stanley?
Aye.
Motion carries with 7 members voting aye.
I do not believe there's anything else we need to discuss, so this meeting is adjourned.